Oh man, I'm late. What up, people? Get rid of that. Very well. Very well. You know, I'm glad they're here. What's up, people? My name is Tim Black. Welcome back to the Tim Black Show. What's going on, people? Yeah, that's right. Man, I'm late. It's crazy. My bad for being late tonight. I guess got to get in my head that sometimes there's one story, sometimes there's two. Sometimes you can't find what you're looking for, and that's okay, because I'm going on every night. I'm still stuck in the mentality that I got to, get the best content every second, and it is what it is. If you've been with the Tim Black Show for a while, hit me up. If you are already a member, you got to be a member of the show. If you are a member of the show, I'm putting together a mastermind group that's going to help me come up with content as far as story ideas and stuff like that. But you got to be a member of the group to do it, because I got to know you got some skin in the game and you're not an infiltrator. So anyway, hit me up, man. DM me, email me, whatever you got to do. Get in touch with me. It's a Facebook group. But it's just for us, not for anybody else. I'm Tim at TimBlackTV.com. If you don't have my email, that's Tim at TimBlackTV.com. All right. Let's not make a big to-do about this. I got content. Hope that you're ready for it. What's up, Buck Bewley? How you doing, brother? What's going on, Buck? What's up, Sable? I saw these people were already here before I went live. Wow. My people came through and they hung around. They got the notification and they had time, so they came through. If you are new to the show, on this show, we discuss politics, Black culture, breaking news. That's what we do here. We are a part of the culture, so we speak upon the culture of which we are a part of. And we have a good time doing it. We know a little bit about this politics. And since we're in a privileged position of not being a part of any political party, we have the ability to speak from a vantage point that is not catering to either one of those parties. So we're going to cover politics as well. But before we get into that right now, how you doing? Now, seriously, how you doing? You all right over there? Everybody okay? You fine? Okay, I'll fix that. Let's see what we can do to get you pissed off. Nah, man, I don't want to raise your blood pressure. But, Tim Black's got to, I got to upset people. What I told you last week, how to lose friends and tick people off, that's my MO. Mode of operation. Modus operandi. That's how I get down. That's what I do. It's not on purpose. But, man, I have no problem being a bull in a china shop. Yeah, I'm knocking over everything off the shelves. Hell, I'm knocking the shelves down. The walls might come down. So, let's start with this. So tonight, I have an Atlanta judge who was caught on film outside of a nightclub in Atlanta, making a little bit of a ruckus. Would have took us out a little bit there. People talking about it. I want to weigh in because, I got something to say about it. We got that. We have, damn, I had something about, I'm missing one thing. Now I think about it. We'll wait on that. We got Kamala Harris talking about some stuff. Her and Steve Harvey had a conversation. Everybody else has had their say. I didn't watch their content, by the way. I just saw a couple people commented on this over the last week or so. And I said, well, hey, I haven't talked about it. Then I said, you know what? It doesn't matter if I talk about something first or last. My take is different because I'm me. So that's the beauty of being an original. So we're going to talk about Steve Harvey and Kamala Harris. And we're also going to get into what she was talking about, too, a little bit. Okay. But see, where we're going to start, we're going to start with where we left off earlier today. So earlier today, I went live. We good? I'm sorry. We good? We good, fam? Okay. Earlier today, we went live about Representative Bowman, right? So we talked about Jamal Bowman earlier. I went live about it, and we discussed what was happening with him. And I'm sorry. Someone just asked me a question. And before we get too far into this, Butter Dog says, Tim, well, he didn't say Tim. He didn't direct it to me. He's obviously not a member of the show, nor is he a subscriber, nor is he a member who pays to support the channel. But just for shits and giggles, and since it's a part of what I'm doing tomorrow, and I might forget, I have my brother Bashir. Brother Bashir, who is the Muslim Outreach Director for the Cornell West 2024 campaign, will be my guest tomorrow. So Dr. Cornell West has been on my show about 15 times. He hasn't been on any other program as many times that's in independent media that I'm aware of. So yeah, that's true. And where is he at? Well, I'm not talking about Dr. Cornell West. Well, I will have his Muslim Outreach Director. He's the #1 consultant to the Muslim community regarding the Muslim community for the Cornell West 2024 campaign. I have not seen him on any other networks, by the way, and he will be here tomorrow. He would have been here last week, but we had a technical glitch. So he'll be here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, with that, my brother Butterdog, go ahead and become a member of the show, because not only are you getting this free content about what you're very interested in, which I applaud you for, which is Dr. Cornell West, but I'm also answering your question, which you didn't super chat me for. But you know what, brother? We right here, brother. And I know you want to help a brother who's doing independent media and speaking on behalf of the people. So go ahead and do that, my brother. Thank you in advance. Thank you in advance. Oh. Y'all ready? All right. Back where I was. So earlier today, we did a live stream right here on this channel about Jamal Bowman. Representative Bowman, as you know, lost his seat to a hack, a corporate hack, right? By the name of George Latimer. George Latimer wasn't even thinking about running for a race, but AIPAC knocked on his door. AIPAC knocked on his door and said, hey, we got some money, and we got a guy we want you to knock out for us. We'll give you money, and you can defeat him for us, because we don't like what he said about a ceasefire in Gaza. And George Latimer took that money, took that momentum, and the AIPAC and other subsidiary organizations proceeded to flow about, I'd say, $20 million into his district. So as you guys know, I don't cover the Dems as much. Well, I cover the Dems, but I don't cover the interworkings of political elections of representatives and senators as much as I used to. My show has somewhat evolved. Get out of here. My show has somewhat evolved since then. So I wasn't aware of some of the things about Bowman. But we'll get to that, because AOC was asked today, what do you think about Jamal Bowman losing his seat? She had a response. I have not watched this response. I said, you know what? I'm rushing. I'm just going to grab the clip and I'm going to play it live, and we'll together react to it, and we'll conversate about it amongst ourselves. So this is AOC being asked by someone. I don't know if it's a reporter or not, but someone asked her, what's her response about Jamal Bowman losing his seat? Let's go. This is fun, right?
This was about $20 million in big money being spent in a historic sum unlike any seen in American history, point blank period. And I think we need to have a real conversation about AIPAC. I think that what we do need to have a real conversation about is how a Republican, primarily Republican and largely Republican financed organization is playing and dumping money and playing an extremely divisive role in the Democratic Party. And by the way, it makes it much harder for us to coalition build and to create the winning coalitions that not just can ensure that we have representation at the congressional level, but they are spending this money into our party for a reason, because we need that coalition to win back House majorities. We need that energy and coalition of a progressive base in order to make sure that we win statewide and federally. And Republicans are pouring money to finance these for a reason, because people and representatives like Jamal Bowman can move and reach communities that many other areas of the Democratic Party cannot. And so if Republicans can finance taking people like that off the board, they can also make it easier for themselves in November. And so I think for all of us as a party, regardless of your stances, it's very important that we have a conversation about why Republicans are playing such a large role in financing division among Democrats.
Do you think there's any...
Could everyone hear that? Could everybody hear that? Okay. I heard most of it, guys. I heard most of what she said. So what do you think? Is AOC being genuine here? Sounds like what she's saying is that Jamal Bowman is such a powerful representative that the Republicans, along with AIPAC, are willing to flood in money to get him out of there because his influence is so astronomical, and he's so on point, he's so progressive, and this is why they're doing what they're doing across the board. In fact, they're going after Cori Bush, they're going after AOC, they're going after Ayanna Pressley, and these people are just so dynamic and so amazing that this is why they're such a threat to the status quo, and that's why they're going after him. And this is all about the $20 million. Without that $20 million, Jamal Bowman would still be in office and everything would be fine. And it's all about that. Okay. Is that what you got? Anybody else get anything different? Anybody else get anything else different from what she said? Because it was hard to hear. I wish I would have had time. I would have tried to boost the levels. Sounded like they were recording that on a coconut or a pineapple or something. I couldn't hear it that well. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Did you hear it? Yeah, Sable Winter said it sounded like word salad. What did she say? It sounded like political word salad, Sable Winters. Thank you, sister. I appreciate you. Katrina Watson, could you hear what she said? Katrina, I value your opinion as well, sis. What'd you hear? Frank A., what'd you hear, brother? Frank A., anything? How about you, Rose Mitchell? What's wrong with these black politicians? Black people put them in office and they turn around and laugh in the black faces. That hurts. Rose Mitchell, you're not a member of the show? You be hitting me up on Twitter and hit me up in the comments. You got to become a member of the show, Rose. Give it up for Rose, y'all. I need people like you that's outspoken. I need outspoken people. Buck got rid of a MAGA troll. Thank you, Buck. Martin says, word salad. All right. I'm wondering if I need to go to the truth cam. Are we cool here? Do we need to go truth cam? We don't have to go truth cam, but we can go truth cam. Blame the Republicans. There goes Shemaine Callahan. Shemaine Callahan says blame the Republicans. Okay. Just rhetoric. Just rhetoric, not reality. There it goes. There it goes. Pine nut, best of both worlds. Pine nut. Is that the salad? Is a pine nut salad? You got me tripping, fam. Okay, here we go. John Smith, I guess that is this reward from the Democrats for pulling that fire alarm. By the way, did Hillary Clinton endorse his appointment? Yes, she did, John. She did endorse him. Okay. So, guys, Buck says money buys these politicians. They select a select few choose. There it goes, brother Buck. All right, fam. Man, I'm about to punch hard on this one. Okay, first of all, damn it. Why AOC? Why? Why'd you have to come out here and make this statement so glaringly false? I mean, so disingenuous, really. Really. You really think the reason why Jamal Bowman got beat like a drum is because he's too amazing? That's what it was? No, I don't think so. See, logically speaking, if Jamal Bowman has so much of this influence, he's so dangerous, they had to get rid of him. If that was the case, he'd still be in office. Because people that are awesome tend to win. You know, because they're so amazing. And if he is amazing, it didn't translate at home because people stayed home. There wasn't no record number turnout. Okay? He wasn't blowing the barn doors off the thing. Don't get me wrong. George Latimer, milquetoast, Democrat. But here's the deal, man. You can't be a little bit pregnant. Jamal Bowman was a little bit pregnant. He wasn't all in on what he was talking about. He wasn't all in on being progressive. He tried to hedge, and then he got caught out there playing chicken with a semi-truck. That's what happened. You guys know chicken. When you do this, you dart in front. You're playing with the oncoming traffic. He got caught slipping and got hit by that truck and knocked his ass right out that seat. You are making me have to be this brutally honest, AOC. I mean, I already did this like a week ago when I forecasted he was going to be gone, and now he's gone. Then I came up today and I said, well, you know what? I'm looking at the numbers, and I didn't really have a shot at 20 mil. But yes, that 20 mil. That 20 mil. That's a factor. Money is always a factor. But here's the deal, guys. Shama, the K is silent. Shama Sawant. I think she's Green Party. No, she's independent. Not a Democrat, not a Republican. I think she's out of Seattle. It's been years since I've seen her. I think last time I saw her was me, her, Jimmy Dore. We were at the Capitol. We gave speeches, and then we went to the Capitol to serve Bernie Sanders with some draft Bernie paperwork. Those were the days, you know? Because Shama Sawant, she made a tweet. And in that tweet, guys, I would put it up here. It's really kind of hard to get to. You know what? It'd be better if I read this to you, though. I mean, it'd be better if I showed it to you. Since we got time, right? We got time. Let me see if I can get to this. Let me go Twitter. Because Shama Sawant said this, and I want her to get total credit for what she said. I'm not a rhyme biter. My name is not Drake. Here we go. Now let's see if we can do this. We go present, share screen, Shama Sawant. Now let's see if it's up there. Okay, it's there. It's not really easy to see. Can you guys see it? Okay. Damn it. Well, I'm trying to read it to you. It's just not that great. But anyway, here goes. Damn, that's tiny. Well, hell, man, screw this. Stop sharing. I'll read it to you. But it's by Shama Sawant, okay? Look her up. It's CMK Shama on X. She said Jamal Bowman did face record amounts of cash from AIPAC and other forces supporting the genocidal war in Gaza. But progressives refusing to criticize him, the squad or the Democratic Party, are wrong. Bowman and the squad have broken many promises to working people. When you portray the working class, who's going to stand up for you? Who's going to stand up for you against big business and the right wing? And let's not forget that Bowman lost to a pro-war Democrat in a Democratic primary. Working people can't afford to support either of the warmongering parties. We need a party of our own. So that's what Kashama Sawant said, and I agree with most of that. I do agree with most of that. I think she said more. Did she? Oh, here we go. This was the really harsh one. That was nice, because the harsh one was the next one. When she said, squad member Jamal Bowman defeat is a cautionary tale for the left and certainly for socialists about what can happen when leaders break their promises to the working class. Bowman voted to fund the Israeli state's Iron Dome project with the rest of the squad. He voted to block railroad workers' strike. Well, I think it's important to make the distinction. With the rest of the squad, he voted to block railroad workers' strike and refused to fight for the $15 wage or Medicare for all. Working people are fed up with being sold out. We need a party of our own, rooted in fighting mass movements. Yes, so what went hard in the paint? She went hard in the paint. So basically what she's saying is Jamal Bowman speak with forked tongue. And AOC speak with forked tongue. And I do not mean that disparaging at all. I just that they're full of it. Okay, they're full of it. That's what she's trying to say. Here, guys, check this out, man. Here's the problem. Okay, here's the problem. All right, we good here? I agree with Sawant to an extent. Sawant, I don't know if the people in Jamal's district are so pissed off about Medicare for all. I know that's a great talking point that you guys like to share, and it's got a lot of momentum because a lot of white liberals really wanted to make that a bull weather type issue, a watershed moment that everybody went all in. And I remember. And I ended up going to support it too, but by that time it was too late because I was crucified for not throwing all the squad under the bus because they didn't do Medicare for all. Here's the thing. What do people in Jamal's district really want him to do? That's what's important. You can't assume that that was the issue. That was 3-4 years ago, wasn't it? So it could have been a number of issues, but you cite a number of things. I don't know which one it was. It could have been the $15 minimum wage. It could have been the Iron Dome. I don't think it was the Iron Dome. I don't. Did he fund the Iron Dome? Or was it? I don't know. But I get the sentiment when you say, hey, he's wishy-washy. And wishy-washy don't get it done. So it sounds like what you're trying to say is that Bowman was a little pregnant. Bowman didn't go all in on anything. And he tried to play politics. Now, who was Bowman getting this ideas from? Who put him under the wing? Who was influencing him? He was new to this. He's only been in a couple years. Like, who's giving him the on-the-job training? Somebody was in his ear. And it wasn't you, Sawant. Wasn't me. Nobody. Who was it? Probably some other person thinking they're doing politics all smart and not leaving themselves exposed, and then also not trying to lose their base, but then also not trying to risk nothing, but also trying to keep balls in the air and all this stuff. You know, play at home games, away games, you know, and just be kind of all over the place. And like I said, being a little bit pregnant. The $20 million is a big deal, as you pointed out, but so is being authentic and real. I didn't know until today just how diverse his district is. He got elected in a strongly Jewish district that was very pro-Israel. And they took offense to some of the things, not that he said, but that were drummed up by the opposition. They said the guy didn't want Israel to exist. I mean, did you see the mailers that were going out about this guy? I mean, Shama, no matter how great you are, right? If people jump 20 million in your district and attributed to you a bunch of things you didn't say, some people who are low information people might listen. So there is a slight point there. But here's the thing. We won't know who's right, who's wrong, but I can tell you, I was reading some people who are in his district who said they never saw the guy. That he played a lot of away games. That this Latimer guy, he'd be around town. He'd be places. They could put their hands on him, talk to him, walk up to him. He was about that life. He's the Westchester community executive or something. Something county executive, that's it. Westminster County Executive, Westchester. So here goes all this stuff, okay? AOC is full of crap. I'm not new to that. I said that 2 or 3 years ago. If I'd have said it 4 years ago, I'd be at 500,000 subscribers right now, probably. My bad. Jamal, slow learner. Now he's learning. And wanted to be a politician. And it didn't work out for him. And, you know, hopefully he will take this L and decide, hey, man, I'm going to go all the way in or I'm going to go all the way out. But what I didn't work, so let me do it another way. I'm hoping he'll do that. But this is coming from a guy who goes all the way in and burns a lot of bridges in the process. Sort of like by doing this video. So what I'm saying is, yeah, I get the criticism of Jamal, and I support the criticism of Jamal. But I'm also wondering, we can't leave people flapping in the wind without any direction, without any support. People need others to mentor them. Who's mentoring these people? Because when I met Jamal Bowman, when I first met him, he was first elected. Like, the ink hadn't even dried on his shit yet. And he was sounding rebellious as hell. Something happens when they go to D.C. And if this ain't my bag no more, I got some progressive tendencies, but the fact that I don't want a black agenda, I ain't really got much conversation for y'all. I noticed that Shama didn't mention nothing about a black agenda in this motherfucker. Because that would be divisive. So I'm always thinking that. You know, I'm always reminding you, 14% of the population, 2% of the wealth. And then when I bring it up, that's divisive. I digress. Jamal Bowman dropped the ball on this, but let's be real. There is no stewardship. There is no movement building within these people in Congress. There is no tutelage. There is no bringing people about. Who's doing it? Who's the person in Congress who's progressive and fighting? And you can say this person you could go to and they'll kind of put you under the wing and kind of give you good advice. I don't know where that exists. Because I think all we got in D.C., at least my time, as a government contract in D.C., we got a bunch of people playing the game. We got a bunch of people walking the walk to walk the walk. I mean, you know, talking the walk. That's it, talking the walk. And behind closed doors, really what they're about is just trying to get ahead and careerist and mimicking something. That's D.C. If you ever been here, that's what it is. A bunch of people pretending to give a damn, who really just try to hold on to their damn jobs and move up the corporate ladder. That's all it is, a bunch of fake it till you make it. And that's someone with over 25 years of experience working in the real world in D.C. and in Northern Virginia, okay? So that's it. That's those people. I agree that the solution probably is not inside the Democratic or Republican parties. And to think that you could go there and you're going to change the culture of it, it looks like everybody just gets absorbed into the body of the enemy. They become a part of the tissue of the monster that they're fighting. They be like the movie Alien. They become just another alien, like the zombies. They get bit and that's it. It's a wrap. The problem is the system is so diabolical that I don't know. I don't have a solution for you. But all I can say is I'm from the school of going down with the ship. I'm from the school of fighting a good fight and then fighting it again. And also, maybe everything ain't meant to be. And I realize that makes me a minority. Because most people think this is my last shot and I got to do whatever I got to do to make this thing work. Jamal Bowman's fault is that he didn't step out on faith. He didn't believe in the power of his own convictions. And maybe that came back to bite him. Maybe it did. But I tend to believe there's a bunch of bad advice out there. I like to know who are the assholes that are giving this horrible advice to these young Congress people and to these others, trying to operate who have progressive tendencies. Or did they ever have progressive tendencies at all? Were they all John Fetterman? I mean, let's cut through the noise, man. Am I giving them too much credit? Is everybody a scumbag? Look at Fetterman. Look at him. He's Joe Manchin. Here's the deal, man. As much as I'm not here to pile on, I'm not here to throw people under the bus, but I got to keep it real, man. If Bowman ain't going to do nothing but become a Joe Manchin, who needs him? Who needs him if that's the case? And here's the thing. If you start looking like a Joe Manchin, people are going to assume you're a Joe Manchin. People are tired, and I get it. This ain't 2015. This ain't 2016. This so-called movement has moved. Bernie's 82. AOC out here looking like Nancy Pelosi's little niece. She got more words silent than Kamala Harris at this point, which she always kind of did, but I chalked it up to age. Now it sounds like empty rhetoric and playing victim. Politics is war. If you ain't gonna go to war for the people, stay your ass at home. This ain't a draft. You volunteered. I agree with Mr. Watt. And I agree with Bowman. I think what happened, what I believe is, I truly believe, because I met him. So a lot of you never talked to him. What I believe is that he had to change the heart and he decided to go all in, but it was too late by the time he decided to go all in. And I kind of know what that's like. Yeah, I definitely would not have voted for no damn Iron Dome, though. But hey. Anybody can make mistakes, and everybody does. But let's not operate under the fallacy that if he would have just did that or just not voted for the Iron Dome, that everybody would have somehow raised enough money to save him. And let's not pretend that that's what his people in his district wanted him to do. It sounds like that didn't help him. So I really don't know. I don't really know what did him in. But as far as that, I don't know. But I know this doesn't help. And if this is true, this ain't good. If what Sharma said, what Mr. Wan is saying is true, that he did not vote for all these progressive policies, and then he wanted to be a progressive at the last minute, and that don't jive. I mean, come on, man. And if that's the case with anybody, with anyone, it's sort of like with Black Americans. You know, we sort of, when Omarosa came back from Trump after she was kicking us in the backs, and when Candace Owens came back, you know, when she tried to come to actually join, because she never really was back. I'm one of those people that said F her, because, hey, you've been kicking our backs in for 10 years, now you want to come to the cookout. No, thank you. Are you saying that's the way the Progressive Party, or the way progressives saw Bowman? I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not in those circles like I used to be, but I can tell you this. So what? Sounds like she knows what she's talking about. AOC sounds like she's doing damage control. Her seat is safe. She good. Why is she good and Bowman not? What happened differently? I don't want to just say it's race, but if it's not, give me something else. Give me something else. Why is AOC cool and safe, and why is Bowman packing? Why is he gone fishing? I heard he was online picking out a canoe to go fishing in. I don't know. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you know. It's been my experience that the so-called progressive movement don't ride for Black progressives like that. I kind of know from personal experience. Kind of know from personal experience. It is what it is. But yeah, I'll be interested in hearing that story from you. So Jamal Bowman, man, like, you know, I'm not here to beat up on a guy, but I gotta say, man, damn it, I wish you went down fighting for Black folks. You know, that's just me, man. That's my main concern. That's what I'm fighting for. I only got in this business to fight for Black people to get something for their vote. And at the time, I thought that there were certain vehicles for that to happen. And I'm still holding on to that sentiment. And I don't care if it makes me popular or unpopular. Everybody has to have a reason why they're doing something. That's my reason for doing this. That got me started in this business, you know? So whether it's Ayanna Pressley, Cori Bush, Jamal Bowman, AOC, Pramila Jayapal, I don't know, Rashida Tlaib, whoever, everybody needs to do a gut check about why they're in this business, why they're doing this, and then be honest about what they're willing to lose, and decide if it's worth it. And I think Jamal wasn't sure. But I had my concerns when I saw him cursing like that at the cookout or whatever, at the rally, because it didn't seem like he was cursing because he was fighting for the people. He seemed like he was cursing because he was losing his job. And that's a different type of curse. That's a different type of anger, you know? It felt like it wasn't because, damn it, I want to do so much for the community. It was like, how dare you attack me and my family? And how dare you come for my job? You know, and it's like, that's not, you know, that doesn't motivate people, Johnson. So I had a problem with that and I called that out. Well, I feel like I'm repeating myself at this point. We discussed it, my videos are out there, the content's there. I thought it would do big numbers. It didn't do big numbers. I thought what I had to say was important. I thought it was relevant. I thought it was something new that was being said. Because as Ms. Swan stated, most people were not critical of Jamal in the least. I guess they thought they were kicking a man when he's down. But this needs to be a learning moment for all of y'all. And Jamal Bowman's going to be fine. He's a 50-year-old man who can run for another office, and he's been a congressman. You know how many people have been a congressman in their lives? Not a lot. Not a lot. That's a hell of an accomplishment for a career teacher who went on to become a congressperson. Huh. Talk about setting the world on fire for a minute. Let's see what he does now. But as far as the autopsy is concerned, be in or be out. Be in or be out. And maybe AIPAC did y'all a favor assuring y'all asses can be out. So how you want to go out? How you want to go out? Do you want to go out on your feet, standing for something, or you want to go out with a wishy-washy record of not supporting this, not supporting certain things that you ran on supporting? You ran on Medicare for All. You did not run on funding Ukraine, and I don't know if you did or not. I don't know if you did or not, okay? But okay, I'm done. I'm done. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I mean it this time. I'm going to get off my soapbox. I said what I needed to say. I said what I said. But let's not act like all things are equal, okay? Some of the racist tropes that Latimer was using were very effective against Bowman. Never underestimate the power of racism and bigotry and implicit bias. I'm never taking that off the table because I live in this body and in this skin. You don't. So I relate to some of the concerns or some of the pushback Bowman had. But the fact remains, them same people elected him. So something happened. And maybe it's between Bowman and his God. Something happened because those same people elected him. His whole district didn't change. So something happened. All right, I'm gone. Okay, I'm stopping. Stop. This whole show could be about, I can't make the whole show be about this. What's up, guys? Public domain says $20 million. It's got to be more than just $20 million. Of course, that's a lot of money. But dog, public domain. Listen to me, man. Listen to me clear, man. Listen to me. Public domain, you got to understand this. Public domain, you my dog. You're my friend. You are more than just someone I know. You're someone who I understand and relate to, and I have a close connection with you. Hypothetically, let's pretend that what I'm saying is true. Do you really think somebody I don't know talking smack about you will make me turn my back on you? Jamal Bowman ain't president. Got a small district somewhere in the South Bronx or whatever, the North Bronx. The North Bronx. He's a round-the-way guy. He ain't a president. He ain't even a senator. He's a congressman of a small district. So what I'm saying is, was he doing retail politics? What kind of politics was he doing? See, I was going to let it go till I saw your comment. As if all this could be just boiled down to money. I'm asking you one more time. Be honest now. Be honest, public domain. My name is Tim. Your name is public domain. That ain't your damn name. But let's say your name is Jerry. Hey, Jerry, for 4 years, you see me twice a month having town halls. You know my kids and my wife. I have a podcast that I do 3 days a week talking to you about issues. I'm constantly in the community with you. Right there, you see me. There was a fire down the block from where you live, Jerry. And for whoever said it, I don't know. We're still trying to investigate it. But that family is now out on the street. They lost everything. Devastating 4-alarm fire. I organized a drive to put them somewhere for now temporarily, and we're running a GoFundMe to help put them in their home, to make them whole. And I'm out there on the block doing that with you. We doing that as a community. I'm not just your representative. I'm a part of the community. And you see me do that when it was a power outage. And mom and some sick people, elderly folks couldn't get their medicines. I'm doing a caravan and I'm taking, we running back and forth to get the medicine for the people. You know about this. Hell, you didn't see it, but a cousin of yours or a neighbor of yours said, hey, yeah, Tim Black you see Tim Black, yeah, man, Tim Black crazy, man. He was pumping some J. Cole in the van when he went to get the medicine, man. Yeah, that dude a trip, man. I wish we had more Congress people like that. That ain't it, man. Say, hey, there's a little league thing going on. My kid, my youngest son is 7 and he plays little league football, and I'm there at the games. And when it's time to volunteer, my wife and I are there volunteering. My wife is a referee. She don't know nothing about football. It's funny, but she jumped right out there, man. She's out there on the sidelines, losing her mind, rooting for these kids and making sure they all have a juice box and some apple slices. Not that watery juice box shit either, the good stuff. That's our lives, Jerry. So after 4 years of that, or 3 years, or whatever it is, it's election time. And I said some things that pissed off this powerful outside group of these people that you don't even know, that you never heard of, but they're running ad after ad after ad after ad about me, Jerry. They're telling you things about me you know not to be true. Yeah, I took a position that I don't want there to be war in Gaza, and I think it's a genocide was happening, and I want to cease fire, but I'm not calling for the removal of Israel. I'm not calling for, I'm not calling for the elimination of these people's nation, state, calling for a 2-state solution. But I am standing up against the tyranny and the apartheid and the killing of innocent people. I'm standing 10 toes down on that. But the rumors, the circulars and the ads all smear me and say I'm horrible. That I don't care about defenseless Jewish innocent people being kidnapped or some beaten or even worse, and I can't say all the ways in which some of the reports are saying what happened here, because this is YouTube. But you know what I'm talking about. And they're saying I condone that. They're calling me anti-everything, right? Who you believe in? You believe in them or you believe in me? Are you going to believe them or are you going to believe me? You going to believe them or you going to believe your lying eyes? Huh? Are you going to believe them or are you going to believe me, who was at the town hall with you every month? You going to believe them or you going to believe me? Me with the podcast 3 days a week, talking about issues that impact you. Not the away games, not going on Kimmel, not trying to get on SNL. Huh? You gonna believe them or you gonna believe me? Me. Helping local people when they got problems, right there, part of it. Food drives, clothing drives. Displaced neighbor is a member of our community, of our family. We all there. I know your kids, my kids know you. We at the Little League games. See, I think we so used to being taken advantage of, we so used to horrible people governing, that we fall for the BS. We don't even know what it's supposed to be like. What I just described to you, the relationship I just described to you is a relationship that ain't rocket science, and it don't take $1 billion or $20 million to create. It just takes effort. It takes focus. It takes doing it for the right reason. And what I'm trying to tell you is, when you say $20 million, I say it could be $100 million. And if you my guy, and if I've done my job, not just the votes, F the votes. Hell, you'll forgive a bad vote here or there if you know my heart is there, and my ass is there, and my energy is there. Because we can have that conversation. I can explain why I did what I did. But if I ain't there and I ain't helping the kids, we ain't in the little league, we ain't helping the local family who lost their house, we ain't doing the town halls, we not doing the podcast, we ain't got the open door policy, you ain't never seen me unless it's on TV, trying to get on a View or something else, I don't know. But you know, trying to get a national profile like AOC. Then when people start talking mess about me, they got every right to believe it because they don't know me, do they? I'm this shadowy figure. See, I think people need to be honest with themselves. Ain't no amount of money in the world gonna make everybody sit down. That man almost lost by 20 points. To believe a lie about you, the people have to not know who you are. Now, me having a little experience with this, me having just a little bit of experience with this, I'll say it could be a little bit more in the game than that. I understand race plays a part. But we ain't gonna dredge up my stuff. I'm just saying, I believe that if you do those things I just said, you might not always win, but 20 points, dog? 18 points? 17 points? And I'm sorry, brother, I ain't trying to stab you in the back, Jamal Bowman. I ain't that guy, but I gotta say, man, because these people don't get it. So I have to use you as an example. If you do the damn thing, then they can't do you. Get it? If you do your job, they can't railroad you so easily. That's what Mr. Want was trying to say. I think that's sort of what she said. Yeah, money's always an issue, but only if you're playing the money game when you're trying to buy votes. There's something more important, something more powerful than money. And it's not rhetoric. It's not coming out in the speech and rolling up your sleeves and cursing and AOC jumping up and down like we're going to get everybody pumped up. Like, nah, man. If you got to do that, you ain't did the other stuff. And I don't want to hear about how he voted. I'm talking about what he did. So I'm doing my best right now with this new Tim Black show, for instance, to build something. That's what this camera's about. This camera is about that connection. Because somewhere along the line, I got with people who are willing to listen to people who shitted on me somehow. And I've been a lot of places. I met a lot of people in person. They were still willing to listen to the negative. So that's why we got this camera. This is the truth cam. It's important that people know who you are and what you stand for. Jamal Bowman, grown-ass man, he'll be fine. Learn this now. Listen to your brother Tim Black. I mean you no harm. I mean you only success, my brother. If your heart's in the right place, take this for what it's worth, okay? Sky's the limit. For the people, not for you, for the people. And you can go do something far greater. You can still go do something with far more impact and help even more people. You don't know. It ain't over unless you over. But that's my point, public domain, Jerry. That's my point, Jerry. So don't just say $20 million. Jamal ain't for sale. You can only buy an election when you ain't got no connection. That makes sense? All right. AOC's time will come. All that prancing around and dancing and word salad, that everybody gonna go for that. I don't care if you did make the Vanity Fair cover. All right, thank you. Now, I did not expect to go this long on that topic, but I got on one because my brother, Public Domain or Jerry, he challenged me, and he made me prove my point. And I know I proved my point because I proved myself. I feel it. You know, you know when you did the thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Which is gonna bring me to the next topic, Johnson. Woo. Let's go to this Atlanta judge. Let's go to this. Now, before I show y'all this clip, it's blurred out, right? But there's language. It's language, not my language. I've been watching my language, but her language. Okay. So, cut the volume down. If you've seen the clip before and don't want to listen to the language, I'm going to play it straight through. I'm not going to stop it and talk over it. We're going to come back and talk about it after that. But let's go ahead and take a look at it together. Atlanta Judge Christina Peterson of Douglas County, Georgia. Let's roll. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me set it up a little bit more. She got into an altercation. She got into an altercation outside of a nightclub in Atlanta. She ended up getting arrested. And now she's in very hot water. The body cam footage tells the story of what took place. And I want to talk about it.
For what? I wasn't cuffed. I wasn't when it needed to. Shut the fuck up. You look like a nigga who was trying to eat on me before and I never let him. Relax. Shut the fuck up. And stop touching me.
See? Don't.
Yeah, stop touching me. Get the fuck off of me. Stop touching. I got it. I can walk on my own. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I got it. I can walk on my own. Don't touch me.
You're preventing
Take me. I could give a damn. Take me where you want to take me.
So how do you want me to take you somewhere expeditiously?
Now. Take me where you want to take me. No! No! Just let that nigga run on the female. No! He just punched me. Everything for no reason.
Chill.
Let him fucking go. Let him fucking go. Let him fucking go. Let him fucking go.
That's a cop!
And that's on me. Shit. No, I didn't. I don't punch niggas. No.
Ma'am.
Take me where you want to take me.
I can't take
No,
you. I don't
take
have any
me.
identification on
And
me.
I don't care. You don't need identification. You have
I
locked
do.
people up and you have picked up dead bodies when you don't know who bodies it was,
Ma'am.
but you picked them up.
Ma'am.
Take me where you need to take me.
I'm trying to.
No, take me where you need to take me immediately, expeditiously.
You're preventing
Take me. I could give a damn. Take me where you want to
So
take me.
how do you want me to take you somewhere
now.
expeditiously?
Now. Take me where you want to take me.
Okay. Okay. Christina Peterson, she's a Georgia judge. She was arrested outside that nightclub June 20th for allegedly obstructing a police officer, and she will not be returning to the bench. The June 25 ouster of Judge Christina Peterson of Douglas County, Georgia, wasn't because of the incident outside of the Red Martini Restaurant and Lounge. However, the Georgia Supreme Court imposed a sanction partly for Peterson's jailing of a litigant for pressing a panic button to summon a sheriff's deputy who was late. Okay, at a press conference, a lawyer for Peterson said Peterson will be completely exonerated in the incident outside the bar. Lawyer Marvin Arrington Jr. said Peterson was simply trying to be a good Samaritan by trying to protect the woman who had been assaulted, according to Law 360, and I have no idea what that is. I did see a bit of a clip of Peterson talking with someone. I think it was on Inside Edition. It was looks like a lawyer or a reporter, and she was stating how she didn't know that those were police officers. She was also stating that she did not act professionally, and she wished she would have conducted herself differently. But that she was assaulted, and she was just trying to help somebody. That's all she said. So, I don't know. Peterson sentenced this woman, and she shouldn't have, they say, and they say it was unethical, and yada, 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 yada. I'm talking about this story because I covered a similar story like this on a video, did pretty well on TikTok as far as viewership. A lot of people tuned into it because, you know what? People like seeing black women manhandled. Yeah, I got a problem, guys. We gotta do a better job, Johnson. And I mean this. We gotta do a better job. Like, look, I understand her language was coarse. Hey, I had a problem with who was it? That congresswoman who was cursing out her subordinates. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I thought that was trifling. Was she out of Georgia, I think it was? I covered it last year. Then she lost her run for mayor or governor or something. Mayor. Texas. That's what it is. Texas. She was caught on that tape using all types of foul language, berating them. I don't think that was appropriate either. And yeah, I agree that this Atlanta judge was out of pocket. Her language was horrible. This is not what you expect a judge to conduct themselves this way. I agree. That's bad. But why all the rush to judgment to throw under the bus? I don't understand this. Just because you talk back to somebody, just because you use the N-word, that don't mean that she deserved to get treated like that. That's all I'm saying. I want to see all the facts come out on this because I see cops manhandle people for no damn reason. If you are plain clothes and you putting hands on people, people are going to react a certain type of way to you. I heard people saying, hey, that's a cop. That was when she was already being grabbed up. If you don't know, people don't know that you're a cop, people going to react to you grabbing up women particularly. And according to the woman that was being assaulted, who she was trying to defend, she was also making a statement. She said, this lady was just trying to help me. Nobody else was trying to help me. People were standing around and not helping. Hey, I'm not saying she acted appropriately. I don't think it's a good look at all for a judge to use that type of language and to be so belligerent. But it looks like she probably had a couple drinks in her, which is not against the law. People could go out and let their hair down. But I'm seeing some of the conversations been a little whack, man. People are like, what's she doing dressed like that? Like, who are you? Are you the dress police? And how old are you? 75 or 10? Last time I checked, people could dress any way they want to dress. Judges don't have a certain dress code off work. Maybe that's why she didn't want to give her name. Maybe she was embarrassed beyond embarrassed. I don't know. But my point is, I'm seeing some people, man. Hey, I'm not saying defender. I'm not saying that at all. But as a person who's covered these types of stories before, and I look at my comment section and I see a trailer load of people, she got what she deserved. If black women would just listen, her attitude, that's what they always say. I don't know if they would have reacted the same if it was a white lady trying to defend another white lady and you throw it to the ground like that and have her clothes disheveled. Part of the reason why this went viral in this small ass town in Atlanta is because her body's exposed. I mean, this is a petty ass story. Why is it viral? Because they're exploiting her because she is a curvy woman and her body's being exposed is the only reason why the story is making news. What, a manhandle? What is it about this story? It's similar to the other story I covered this on TikTok. It's pretty similar. There was a black couple at a park, and the cops came up and was asking them for their identification, and they were like, hey, we just a couple at a park. I didn't know we couldn't be here after dark. We'll leave. And he's like, well, nah, give me your stuff. And he's like, nah, we'll just leave. It's fine. And he's like, nah, give me your stuff. And he's like, nah, just leave. We're just leaving. We're leaving. Want you to go solve some crimes? And then he proceeded to lay hands on her because she would not give up her ID. And that's what the video is about. And he slams her on the ground and her body's all over the place because she was a curvy woman. And it's almost 1 million views on that damn video. Well, not that many. Couple 100,000. And most of the comments are for people gawking and people clapping because they like seeing black women treated like that. Because deep inside, they got a bias that says black women are loud and black women are belligerent and black women are this way. And they deserve to be treated this way. But those same people were not the same way when it was a white Karen being a big mouth. So all I'm saying is kind of check yourself just a little bit. I want to offer that. I'm not saying she acted appropriately. I'm not saying she acted appropriately. I'm not saying it was great. I'm saying I agree. I don't think it's good for someone deciding if people. I don't know what kind of judge she is. She could be a family court judge. I don't know what kind of judge she is, but I don't think it's good to be a judge and be out here calling cops all types of N-words and stuff like that. Looks bad. Looks bad. But maybe that's because she felt she was assaulted. I'd have to see the entire body camera to make a full conclusion. But all I'm saying is this whole black men versus black women thing is a little played out, man. I'm not going to choose sides. I'm just going to say, don't give people what they want just to get views. Don't give people what they want just to make a couple bucks, because that's what I feel some people are doing. Once again, if she was fully clothed, Elon Musk would have had this video everywhere on X. That's why it's out there on X. Because who gives a damn about what happened outside of a nightclub? There were people outside of nightclubs. This story got more pub than the 14 people shot in Arkansas or the 14 people shot at the Juneteenth celebration. You understand what I'm saying? That's how much pub this got. And I say, why did it get that much pub? And you're disagreeing with me that it has something to do with the fact it's a black woman being manhandled, and some people have some weird fantasies in their head? You disagree with that? And I just told you, and I know because every day I'm up looking at stories, looking at what's trending, that's my job. And I'm telling you, the story of this woman, half clothed, got more publicity than 14 people shot and 3 dead in Arkansas. And the 2 dead at a Juneteenth event. Now tell me I'm wrong. Or tell me I'm right. So anyway, I just thought I'd weigh into it. It's not life-ending. It's not life-altering. Like, it is what it is. You know, too much alcohol maybe, and some bad choices were made. But if it was my wife, I don't want you laying all your hands on her. If it was my sister, I don't want you laying your hands on her like that. You struck an officer. Oh, come on, dog. You ain't dressed. Did you identify yourself? Where's your badge? And obviously no, or bystanders wouldn't be like, hey lady, that's a cop. She would already know he's a cop. Instead of some random dude laying hands. But like I said, I gotta see the video. But just based on what I have seen, if she knew he was a cop, why did people have to tell her he's a cop? So anyway, I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way, that's all. And since I have a platform, what the hell? Now go ahead and say I'm caping. Said she was wrong for doing, the language, it's disappointing that she speaks that way, that she conducts herself that way. That's disappointing. But people tend to come outside themselves in emotionally stressful situations. So I'll give her that. My thing is, was the amount of force necessary? Was it applicable? That's all. All right, guys. Last thing. I got one more story. Mike H in the house. Wow. Okay, Mike H. Thank you, friend. I'll get to your comment at the end, Mike H. Appreciate it. So look, guys, this is actually a video on its own, but I'm gonna try to keep it like 20 minutes. Let's keep this 20 minutes, Johnson. Okay, so Kamala Harris went on a little tour where she's trying to show up the black vote. She sits down with Steve Harvey. There's this event, and she's talking about all the great things that Joe Biden and the Biden-Harris administration are doing that should be of interest to black people. I'm only honing in on two things. She talked for about 40 minutes with Steve Harvey. But we're going to focus on two things, okay? Let's get to the first one. The first one is small business. And this is the one that got much publicity because Steve Harvey makes some comments about reparations. Here we go.
Of what we are doing, including we have finally gotten rid of the prohibition on people with a criminal record being able to apply for SBA loans. We just got rid of that. So now, for those who are formally incarcerated or who have a conviction for a crime, that will no longer prohibit people from being eligible for small business loans. Help me get the word out. That's why I'm here.
Well, that's good, because you might as well be able to get a small business loan, because you can be president, too, with a criminal record. So that's a nice exchange. Ain't that about a...
Yeah.
You know, look, I've been reading this paper because I got to stay to the... I got a headache trying to stay on course, so just let me go off this paper for a minute. Before y'all start calling my radio show and DMing me, talking about why you ain't asked no hard-hitting questions, that ain't what this is. I'm throwing a lob. This is an alley-oop for a dunk, because this administration needs to get the word out of what they're actually doing and what they're actually accomplishing, so we can stop all this foolishness about what you're doing for black people. Can't nobody come out with no agenda and call it this for black people and expect to get in the White House. You got to play the game different. Y'all know what this is. So now this next question is another lob for her to dunk. Because they done a lot, man. But we see, I'm on this radio show and I'm hearing all these people talking about, I'm not voting if they not doing nothing for us. Listen to me. If you do not vote, the analytics will show. They know how many women vote, they know the age you are when you vote. If we don't vote, how we gonna ask for something next time? If you ain't got no voting power, you talking about reparations. Ain't nobody finna give you no reparations and you don't vote. Oh, why you think they finna give us some money? No how, man. I hope they do. They owe us. I'll go down there. I'm sorry. Madam, I know I ain't coming back next year. I already appreciate y'all having me. Madam Vice President, this is another part of this conversation because it affects us all. It's about housing. And another thing that you've been involved in over the years has been about housing, and it remains a priority for families all across the country. So talk more about the work that's being done to address the obstacles that's being presented in front of all of us as we try to gain housing.
So you're right, Steve. I mean, back when I was Attorney General of California, I sued the 5 biggest banks of the country during the foreclosure crisis. And you'll remember that a lot of black families were targeted with those promises of these loans, 0 payment down, and people ended up going bankrupt. So this is something I focused on for a long time. And here again, let's look at it through the context of obstacles and opportunities. So home ownership is probably one of the most...
Okay. We're going to get to that a little bit. You know, that's the second part. I got a separate video for that. So, okay. So, first things first, the criminal record part. Well, let's back up even beyond the criminal record part. So, Kamala Harris, her selling point to Black America about what the Biden-Harris administration's done is to talk about these SBA loans, small business loans. And that now they opened up people that have been in jail. I mean, you just handed them out? Is that what you're saying? There's no criteria for the business loan? I mean, I'm trying to understand, how was that an incentive of anything, of any kind? Oh, so they could go in debt, taking out a loan. Okay, great. First of all, what are the requirements to get the loan? How is this of any benefit particularly to African Americans and not to everybody else? I mean, it sounds like, since what Steve said was it's not for black people, it's for everybody. It sounds like everybody can qualify. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of people competing for these loans. This is the problem, guys. This is the problem. When you come from a disenfranchised group of people, when everybody can apply, right? Being disenfranchised means you're less likely to be approved. So we have to ask questions, doofus Steve. Like, what are going to be the requirements that are going to actually help black people get the loans? Just to tell me it's available don't mean anything. Hell, Obamacare made Medicare or made healthcare more available, but it was unaffordable. So just because it was available did not mean people could actually get it. For instance, there's a hotel. It's got 100 great rooms in it. They have jacuzzis, a dry bar, cable, internet, all access, high-speed internet, maid service, full breakfast, not that continental garbage, the full breakfast, everything included. Pool, weight room, whole thing, nice, beautiful. But it's $500 a night. You only got 150. Okay? So there being availability of these great rooms at this great hotel, you still end up at the Econo Lodge that weekend. Because you need to stay 2 days, and it's $60 a night or $65 a night plus tax, puts in 70-something. Okay. So you get what I'm saying? So the availability of it doesn't matter if you ain't going to meet the qualifications. And Kamala Harris already knows that. And Steve Harvey, you too goofy. Yeah. Oh, come on now. I know what people going to say already. Yeah. They're going to be like, come on, Steve. Yeah. You're going to mess up my job trying to defend y'all, answer these questions. Come on now. I ain't going to ask VP Harris no questions, Madam's Vice President. Then why are you there, Steve, you ain't going to ask her no questions? I ain't expecting you to be a cross-examination here. This ain't a court of law. But you could have funnily, jokingly asked, like, hey, who going to qualify? How they going to qualify? Like, you know, just to show your brain's working, that it's actually someone at home. See, if all you're trying to do is get people elected, but you're not trying to actually help the people that you want to elect them, you know what I'm saying? You want to get people elected, but you're not concerned about the needs of the people that are going to be required to get them elected. See, you got to show that to the people. That's why people are going to hit you up and be pissed off with you, Steve, because you're not even attempting. You and D.L. Hughley the same guy, man. Same guy. Don't give a damn. You good, so you don't need anything to work for you. You already good. You're a multimillionaire. You and D.L. multimillionaires. So you don't need to ask questions. You just need to be able to go to a nice party and get an invite and be able to bring your honey buddy to the White House sometime or hang out or get invited to some other stuff and get opportunities for your business. That's what you on, really. So yeah. Criminal record or no criminal record. There's a lot of Americans with criminal records. Black people, I know it's crazy to know this, but black people are not the only people that have criminal records. Just want to throw that out there. Okay? Now let's get to the part everybody else talked about, including their mama. If you don't vote for them, you ain't gonna get no reparations. Even if you do vote for them, you ain't gonna get no reparations out of them too. Okay? That's not on the board. Biden said he would veto even health care. You know he vetoed reparations. Because he ain't gonna get any of the Starbucks moms or the swing voters, it would be a stab, it would just alienate so many white people that are Republicans that they want to try to woo. Then this would be a non-starter for those two in particular. So yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with it. But I'm noticing a trend, guys, where Democrats are floating this thing, dangling this carrot called reparations now. And they have no intentions, in my opinion, they have no intentions of fulfilling it at all. They're just dangling the carrot because they have the analytics, right? The analytics told them everybody's talking about reparations. They talk about reparations. They talk about reparations. Let's just start saying reparations. So now everybody say reparations. Everybody saying reparations, but what's the intention behind it? What's the intention behind it? So, Steve, even if Kamala started talking about it at this point, 90% of us probably wouldn't believe her anyway. Because they already know she said nothing for black people. I ain't going to sit here and say I'm going to do stuff for black people. I'm not going to sit here and say that. I'm saying I'm going to do stuff for Americans. And one last thing before we move on to the next one. Kamala Harris says she brought this up about being attorney general and predatory lenders who focus their eyes with these subprime mortgages that were garbage. And unless you really are knowledgeable to know you're putting yourself in harm's way when you get these mortgages, they were setting people up. They were setting up these people. They were targeting people that were they had a hard time getting loans. Knowing that once the market corrected itself, that mortgage of $1,200 is going to go to $3,300. They had a feeling that this can't last. These people have been in this business for 20 years and they know, or 40 years, or they know the market corrects itself. So these ultimate lows that we're at, and with these instruments that they're selling, the paper on these houses that we're selling, the clauses that are written in is that they will adjust according to XYZ. These are not at a fixed rate. So what's going to happen is things are going to adjust. They targeted people who were the most desperate, the people that were turned down before, the people that had the lower credit scores. Those people, they targeted those people. And because of all the reasons why I explained earlier, those who are disenfranchised might find themselves in those positions. But here's the point of me bringing up all of that to say this. Come, I know you're not going to sit here and talk about you bringing lawsuits against banks. Maybe it's good that Steve don't know anything. Because maybe he would have had a little bit of conflict, a little bit of cognitive dissonance if he would have known that Kamala Harris could have locked up Steve Mnuchin back when he was the owner of Key West Bank that illegally foreclosed on thousands of homes. Many of those black families lost their homes. And instead of prosecuting him, Kamala Harris let him go. And then he goes on to become Secretary of State, and the rest is history. And then when you questioned her about it, what did she say? Hey, it wasn't my decision. I let my office handle it. I know I was Attorney General and the buck stops with me, but I was like, you guys handle it. And it also turns out his wife donated to her campaign. That's right. Steve Mnuchin's wife, president of Key West. One West, is it One West? One West. That's it. Not Key West, that's in Florida. One West Savings and Loan or bank or whatever. Illegally foreclosed on all these homes, man. Illegally foreclosed. Illegally foreclosed. It's very important to stipulate because Thomas Sowell and Larry Elder like to talk about black people getting foreclosed on like it was just black people don't know how to handle money. They were illegally foreclosed on. And Kamala didn't do a damn thing about it. Somehow that did not make her tour. But she brought it up. She brought it up. She offered the information. She's got the stones to brag about it. But I guess she's sitting in front of someone she knows nothing. And even if he did know something, he wouldn't know anything. Not at this time. He would look at her wide-eyed like, huh? Oh, hell nah. I ain't gonna ask that good woman no question like that. Oh, hell nah. Mess up my money? yeah. Oh, hell no. Not me. I'm from West Virginia. Oh, last thing. It was funny how the tape started off with them making a joke about Donald Trump and saying how fellas should be able to get loans if fellas can become president. That's a good one, Steve. Till we remember that you was real cool with Trump until the Democrats told you not to be. With your punk ass. Sometime. All right, let's go to the next clip. This one's about those homes once again.
We had disparities before that happened. And then you see the disparities grow even more. Take into account segregation, redlining, urban renewal, where in so many black cities in particular, they would build freeways straight through the neighborhood, which would cut the business community, commerce off from the neighborhoods. Over and over again, we have seen these inflection points in the history of our country that have set folks back around home ownership. So one thing that we have to do is speak truth about that. And the second piece of it then is what are we going to do to accommodate the fact that we have far too many folks who, for example, in black families, there's no history in their immediate family of home ownership. What are we doing to give them a boost? So we are proposing a policy, which we are on track to getting done, so that if you are the first generation in your family to go for home ownership, you'll get a $25,000 credit for down payment. And if you are first in your family generationally, first-time home ownership, qualify for $400 a month in credits to go toward paying your mortgage. So these are some of the issues that we are seeking to address. There's another issue. Home appraisals. Again, it's about speaking truth, right? So, and I have to give great credit to the former Secretary of HUD, Marcia Fudge, who we worked on this for a while, and so this is where it is. Home appraisals. How many people here have heard the story about a black family wants to sell their home or take out a second mortgage, needs to get the home appraised for its value? And they call in the appraiser. The appraiser comes in and appraises it for a certain number. The family knows that's too low. So then they get in touch with some friends of the family who are white and say, why don't y'all come over with your family pictures? We'll take ours down. You invite an appraiser over. The house appraises for higher. Racial bias in home appraisals is a real issue. Again, contributing to what we would see then in terms of disparities around the ability to accumulate and grow wealth. So what we have done is we are now requiring that home appraisers receive racial bias training to address, again, what are these seemingly small issues, but are very big issues when you talk about the overall ability of folks to catch up. Bias training to address, again, what are these seemingly small issues, but are very big issues when you talk about the overall ability of folks to have done is we are now requiring that home appraisers receive racial bias training to address, again, what are these seemingly small issues, but are very big issues when you talk about the overall ability of folks to catch up and to build the kind of wealth that we know is an entitlement, is a right of every hardworking person. So that's part of what we're doing on home ownership.
Wow, guys. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, that was interesting talk right there. Interesting talk. Can we start from the top? She said that it's important to know the reasons or what's happened, the history. It's good to speak truth to power about redlining and the efforts that were made by the federal government to put highways into our middle of black businesses to divert traffic away from those businesses intentionally to slow the growth of black businesses. Shouldn't even go into times white mobs just burned down black people's businesses and flooded towns and all that stuff. We didn't even go into that stuff for some reason. Or the time we put money in the bank and they just took our money out the bank for us. And there was no one to complain to because they did it. She didn't even go that far, but that's fine. She said, it's good to speak truth to power, but then we also have to do something to help. So the way she says her and Joe Biden are going to help is that they are proposing and they're going to try to get this done. If you are first generation, if you will be the first generation in your family to get a home, they're going to help you out with a $25,000 down payment. And when I first heard it, I was like, okay. Because remember, I'm looking for good opportunities. And I'm open to hearing the opportunities and the pitches. See, I believe that you can't be up here doing a bunch of bashing if when people offer you alternatives, you don't even listen to the alternatives. You gotta listen to the options. You were upset when Joe Biden wouldn't listen to Ice Cube, but if you did listen to him, you gotta listen to what his response is. You can't just be like, I don't care. So why were you mad when he wouldn't talk to Ice Cube? If you don't believe anything, then what's the point? So you can't be that way. You gotta listen. You gotta, I feel you gotta hear people out. That being said, this is garbage. First of all, there are a lot of people who haven't owned property in the United States in their families. You know who? Immigrants. Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of immigrants who haven't had an opportunity to buy a home in the United States because they weren't in the United States. And they ain't suffering none of these problems that you're talking about within the United States. You know, the redlining, the destructions of businesses, the lack of opportunity in America. In America. But it looks like they're all going to be eligible because I didn't hear her make a stipulation that you had to be here a certain amount of time or anything. So basically, what we're looking at, folks, is a program to help immigrants get homes. And Black people, you can try too. That's right. We have a program for immigrants to get home, and Black people, you could go ahead and apply too. And because Steve Harvey, oh, hell no. Oh, you thought I was going to say something? Man, I ain't going to say nothing. Oh, hell no, I ain't going to say nothing. You know who that woman is? That's VP Madam Vice President Harris. Hell no. Hell no. Oh, hell no. I ain't going to say nothing. I'm not going to question her. Why? I might get in trouble. See, in order to spot an okie doke, you have to know what the okie doke is, and it sounds like an okie doke program. And that's you know how many friends I've lost just by saying the truth about the plans the Democrats have with that. Like just stating that obvious loophole. Because to them, helping people is helping people. And they see no real difference in helping Black people who are purposely disenfranchised in this country, the one that they built for free against their will. They see no difference between helping those people and helping people who just got here 2 weeks ago. Because we're just here to help people. Get what I'm saying? And that's a problem. I've lost all types of people don't even talk to my ass no more. Because they care more, they don't see a difference either. And to them, it's downright offensive that when my father and my mother were riding on the back of the bus, for me to feel like America owes us something for the way my parents were treated, the way I was treated. That my government owes us something for all the crap my people have been through. People I know, people I am, people I love. From this government's policies to its citizens who were paying taxes and living here and died in wars. My cousin died just in military training. Freaking Jeep flipped over and crushed him. The gun fell off the top and crushed his lungs, dead. 19 years old. I remember going to his funeral. My cousin Ricky. So, but they don't care because they don't see, they would be offended. I even brought up that this sounds like it ain't even for us. But Kamala gonna try to sell it that way. Because you heard what Steve said, you can't go saying nothing Black because you know ain't no way they're gonna get elected if you put Black on anything. You can't get that. Then she brought up home appraisals, Black families sell homes. We all know the stories. I've covered this on this channel about the home appraisals. And believe me, guys, it sounds anecdotal. It sounds like a one-off. It's not. It is not a one-off. And it's not just homes. It's everything, Johnson. Everything. All things. It's buying a car, getting the interest rate on the car, the final sale price of the car. Everything is different when you Black, Johnson. It's not just homes. It's not just home appraisals. Anything that you buy and you're sitting across the desk from somebody who has eyesight. Do you understand? Black people have no real understanding just how much they get ripped off. See, our parents understood it. That's why when we used to go out of town, we used to pack a bunch of, I used to always wonder, why mom make all this food? Why we can't just stop at like, some places we going? Well, first of all, we don't know if we're going to drive by a sundown town, dumb. Little Timmy, your dumb ass. Just sit back. He don't know that there's a sundown town probably up here. We don't need to be stopping. And I like getting my change back. If they don't get my change, I can't even make no noise about them not giving my change. If somebody come around that corner with a gun and shove it in my face. See, a lot of times black people will stop their car, and want to fill up the gas tank, and they'll be like, nah, you gave me $20? Who says, are you calling me a liar? I said you gave me $10. Now get on out of here. These are real stories. This really happened, like all the time. So what I'm saying is people underestimate how bad America treated us, or either they just don't care. They can't wrap their head around how in every juncture in life, every time we had to deal with people, they were taking a slice of us. They don't get it. And Kamala gets it, but she ain't gonna stick her neck out to make sure things get done right. She ain't gonna stick her neck out to try to change things. Joe Biden ain't gonna stick his neck out to try to fix nothing. Right? And this sounds like more of it. She says the appraisers that they find, when she said appraisers, they're gonna have to go through racial bias training. Okay, there are some people who have implicit bias. They don't know why. They prefer other loudmouth commentators and not Tim Black. They don't know. They like what they like. But then there are other people who know. They're like, hey, I can't be looking at this milk dud, barbecue milk dud head sucker. I can't be looking at him. Can't be looking at this milk dud bald head. You're too brown. I can't watch. What is this, Harlem? I can't watch this. Jesus, DEI commentary. Come on now. But what I'm saying is, okay, Kamala, there are going to be some people that may be helped by not knowing that they're racially biased. What about the people that are racially biased and don't give a damn? Explicitly biased. They know they are racist and they don't care. Then you just say, and that's your running thing is that all these Trump supporters, every Trump supporter who's white is racist. Well, if that's the case, don't you think they know it? Hey, just half the country, right? Right? How many votes Trump got from white people? I'm just saying, but your big solution is we're going to have to make them go through racial bias training. Okay, how about this? How about the penalty? Yeah, that racial bias training is weak sauce. That's sucker crap. And you know I want to use another word than crap. But I'm trying to play with the algorithm. It's sucker crap to talk about racial bias training. Send their ass to jail. Fine their asses. Put their businesses out of business. That's how you get attention. That's how you make a change. Have a repercussion for the action that hits them so hard in the pocket that they wouldn't dare do it. Forget it being a front page story in the USA Today that shames them. Oh my God, they might get canceled. Nah, make their money be canceled. Make the business get shut down. If you give a false appraisal to a black family and it's proven, mandatory jail time. And the business you work for is fined the difference. Guess what'll happen? Guess what'll happen? Either they'll stop appraising black people and black people have to go to appraisers that don't do that crap because they'll be like, oh, no, we better stop because I don't know if you're racist or not. They'll do their own strenuous training to find out if their appraisers are racially biased or not. Believe you me, if it means their business being open or being closed because of a bad appraisal. You understand what I'm saying? So the fact that, see, I'm trying to tell you, man, it's not just I got a problem with the Democrats because they're Democrats. I don't have a problem with the color blue. The problem is They never go far enough for me to take them seriously. They go an inch and then they want a bunch of praises and pats on the back for it because they know the Republicans aren't doing anything. But the fact that you want the inch shows you are aware there's a problem to be fixed, but you're too damn lazy, selfish, and complicit in our own demise to do anything fundamentally true or real to fix it. And to me, that's just as bad, if not worse, than the people that aren't even trying to touch it. You know? You know what I'm saying? You know there's a problem, and you want to pretend like you're trying to help. Now, if you were trying to help those appraisals, and you wanted to do a change or make a change in that regard, it's easy. You like mass incarceration any other time, all of a sudden now you got no stomach for it. Yeah, discrimination should be a punishable offense. It's so damn hard to prove. First of all, you got to have a black friend. You got to have a white friend who's willing to loan you the pictures and come to your house for the appraisal. So just imagine how hard it is to prove. Yeah, I can hear Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens and all those other sellouts now. Oh, but, these situations, you can't punish the rest of society with this type of thing. And how often does that happen? It doesn't happen a lot. And we had a reason, blah, 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 blah. And I can hear Robbie from the Hill doing the same thing, talking all fast. How many black people got white friends who are willing to come over their house and go through their appraisal process for them, just for them to be able to prove this? See how hard it is? See? But that's what they expect us to do. So because they really don't care about things getting better. They do the same thing with saying, oh man, Disney, 94% or some crazy number, 90-something% of management personnel at Disney are white men. And so they decided, hey, we need to hire some black people. And then you know what the white people did? They said, this is discrimination. Because they don't consider the 90-something% of white men being the management discrimination against black people. Because they really think we're inferior, that we couldn't get those jobs. We're not a fit. And it should not be 94%, it should be 99%. And that's the argument that a lot of the sellout conservatives would make as well. And some of them are black. So yeah, I'm not listening to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden because I want to. I listen to them because I have to. And maybe I listen to them so you don't have to. But the bottom line is, we got to hold them accountable. And it's sad that people like Steve Harvey get to be the people that talk to him. It's sad that people like Dale Hughley get to be the ones to talk to him. It's sad that people like Charlemagne get to be the people they talk to. But there's a good reason for that. Hell, I saw an interview recently where Kamala Harris was sitting with a MSNBC token Mika Brzezinski on the Morning Joe show, and she still had to have a handler with her because we know how those tough questions Mika likes to ask. As if she's the sharpest knife in the drawer. But Kamala couldn't even handle Mika Brzezinski, a status quo Democrat shield. She still couldn't be on her own in the interview. So it's protect at all costs. And they ain't taking no chances with Kamala coming out here saying the wrong thing. But just know, this summit, this tour they're on, it ain't about us. It's not about us. It's about them. It's about their re-election efforts. And I'm cool with that. But only if there's something that's really for us in it. If you just stapling black on the top of something that's really for the masses, America's so racist, we'll never get ours. That's what you got to understand. America is still so racist. As long as there's people involved in any step of this process, unless you are deliberate, you'll never get to us. It's like the algorithm, Johnson. Until you watch something from a creator, you'll never see him, right? And if you don't know that creator exists, you'll never see him, right? Unless they start pushing them. And then you're like, hey, who's this person? You're like, okay. That's the only way, right? So the algorithm has to decide to put new people in front of you if you never watched them before, right? Get it? That's how this system is set up. It's not rocket science. You know what I'm saying? You think about it that way. You know, so black people got to get put into the algorithm. Or people just hire their friends. And those people that look like them. You know, and people they already know. You know what I'm saying? Get what I'm saying? Because it's the algorithm. It is what it is, man. But anyway, let's go to comment section, man. I didn't even mean to go this long. I get to talking. It's 2 hours, but I want to thank everybody that hung in there, that's moderating. I can only imagine what the comment section looks like, but you know what? I'm not going to sweat it. I'm gonna go to my people and see what they say though. Okay, Mike H. The CDC colluded with activists and Democrats to hide the CDC's own study from taxpayers that show guns are used defensively up to 2 million times per year. Combat vet. So people be defending themselves, huh, Johnson? Mike H, man. Mike H, this is the Mike H show, y'all. The most gun homicides since 2017 with 21068 under Biden in 2021. This administration has over 18% increase in gun homicide despite overreach. Wow. And what do you attribute that to, sir? I don't know, man. Emails from CDC and White House were obtained via Freedom of Information Act. And he also said, no problem, Frank. I speak through 10 years of honorable service. Goodness gracious. Hey, man. Hey, Mike paid for this. Thanks, Mike. CNN in Ukraine owes taxpayers reparations. You lost me with that one, Mike. But okay. The Lumpson. Here we go. What up? It's E-Dog Oz from Kentucky. Be it MIA Johnson. Well, welcome back, Lumpin' Lives, man. I'm glad you're back, family. Welcome back to the show, man. Thank you for being here. We got room. It's all good. It's all good, Johnson. It is all good. That is really all I have. I want to thank you all for being here. Remember, tomorrow we got 2 shows, at least 2 shows. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My guest will be Bashir Jones. He is the Muslim Outreach Senior Advisor for the Cornell West 2024 campaign. I know I just said that wrong, but he's a consultant. He's working with the campaign to be like a go-between to help advise Dr. West on issues pertaining to the Muslim community. So we're going to have a conversation about a lot of things. I'm sure the Gaza war will come up. The Gaza genocide, that's going to come up. Also, the campaign's going to come up. So be here if you're a Cornell West supporter, fan, or you're interested. Or hell, even if you're not, just to find out what you don't like. Sometimes people got to know what they like and why they don't like it or why they like it. And, you know, you got to have the exposure. Know why you're against something. Not just from what you've heard, but from what you know. All right. And then tomorrow night, of course, we got another show. Booyah. That's it, man. I'll be working it, don't I? I'll be working it because I got good people, man. I want to thank my people for coming through once again. I appreciate y'all. Tobias, Nashoba. Hey, Nashoba, thank you. Sounds awesome. Glad you came back, Nashoba. Good to see you. Tobias Grove, good to see you as always. Violet the Content Boutique. My sister's here. Thank you, Violet. Damn. Tony McKay says, I'm making light of Biden, calling black people boy. Yeah. Yeah. Sable. Sable said, hey, Steve, you got yours. Leave our past due reparations invoices alone. I gotta give it up for that. Steve was doing good too. I mean, I gotta check his numbers, but those are important points to mention. Oh, somebody's calling people boy. Tony, why are you calling people boy? Where's this guy? Oh, I see what he was trying to say. You got to find a better way to do it. He was saying he was trying to mock Joe Biden, right, when he was saying it. It's just some things don't come across in text, man. I appreciate y'all looking out, having my back. I give it his point. Steve, you got to get better at this thing called comment sections. Hate to block you, bro. I know what you meant, but it's like, there's no way to detect the sarcasm. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. We're a community here, man. The Timberlake Wolfpack is a community. So we all try to work together. I want to thank my supporters. Remember, guys, go to jointimberlake.com, become a member. You can join on YouTube. You can join on Facebook. I'd rather you join on Patreon, to be honest, just because all those platforms are so all over the place. Patreon's like one place I could go to, you know. But YouTube's good because you got the emoticons and stuff for the live stream, so I get it. Wow, that is it, guys. I'm out of gas. Mrs. Black will be happy. Jokes. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Remember, like I always say, don't you let nobody take your cornbread. That's your cornbread. Don't be giving up your cornbread like that. And also, a man convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. Let's stop trying to change people's minds. Let's just give them the information and let it do what it do. Oh, yeah. Oh, hell no. Yeah. Ain't no way. Yeah. I ain't gonna be telling Kamala Harris. Yeah. Nothing. What I look like? A journalist? Yeah, yeah. Oh, hell no.